Welcome to the History Hunter. History Hunter here and my son,
Eagle Eyes. Hello.
Eagle Eyes. We are here at an incredible German WW2 Luftwaffe location. If you haven't seen part one, I'll put a link here in the video description where it says more. Click that, watch that first. Some absolutely stunning bunkers and a two-story bunker as well in this area. But now we're going to show you more of the infrastructure out here where the Germans had one of the largest WW2 airfields you can ever imagine. Let me put you into some context here. These are, by the way, artifacts from German Luftwaffe airfield areas that we found. But today is going to be the last episode of this mini-series. And you've seen earlier in part 1 and 2, as I referred to, that this place has quite a lot of special features. Especially in part 2, you saw that cluster of these absolutely amazing bunkers standing out there in the field. Even today we're going to see some of the infrastructure that is around the airfield, because there's a lot of features out there, and we hope that we'll be able to explain and share some of the features out there. So if you're ready, let's go. You can see here how vast this area is. And remember, as I said in part 1, the Germans had over 250 crew members here. They stored tons of aircraft parts. It was like a hub for maintenance and sending aircraft pieces all over Europe. Also, they had ammo storages, they had fuel depots, barracks, and all of these fantastic bunkers you can see in part 1. And I highly suggest that you actually see part 1, because there are some features there in these bunkers that we've never seen before. And a 2-story hospital bunker, which is just crazy. But we are going to the other side. So we're going to go to the camper van, take that, drive around to the other side, because it's too far to walk. That's like 25 minutes to go to the other side there. So I just wanted you to see the huge area that the Germans created here to put on. They had 2 runways, which was grass, and some smaller ones in concrete. So now we're traveling to another area. We're going to show you more of the infrastructure, some bunkers where they stored the ammunition, the bombs, and even the aircraft were stored over here. But these are basically the same road as the Germans used, and that makes it very exciting, because you can imagine these Luftwaffe vehicles back and forth here. Wow, such an interesting place, and I can't wait to see what's in here. In this forest side here, now the airfield is way over there, a couple of kilometers that way. And in the forest here, suddenly the first trace of the German Luftwaffe storage area. And you can see here, it's like a dugout, a huge dugout, but you can see it has only one opening, and that is there. What was that for? Most likely munition, could be fuel. Sometimes they had bomb storages here, then they had much wider openings, so you can put a truck down here and pull out the bombs. Very often fuel in 200-liter fuel drum barrels with a camo net on top, and they just rolled them out as they needed them and resupplied it here. So the crews were definitely here. But if the crews were here, where did they stay? Well, let me show you. That is just behind us. This is where the crew stayed. This is what Eagle Eyes found. Down here is a Regelbau 622, and we are ready to figure out and find out what's down there. Do you have your flashlight ready, Eagle Eyes?
Of course.
We have these fantastic Ruben X2 that we're using on this journey.
Oh, I just need to take off this thread.
Yeah, and I just have to tell you, these are becoming our favorites. They are so handy. They have this little clip. And Eagle Eye and myself, we are in love with this, because we're using them constantly on this Lost Documents tour. And I promise to give feedback if they are good enough or not. And they are. I can promise you that. Watch part 1 and you can see when we go into these insane bunkers. And you can see the performance is just mind-blowing. But now, let me show you what is here. This is a crew bunker with 2 rooms. I'm hoping that it's not flooded. It's not, so we can actually enter. But it's got 2 rooms. We're going to see another feature on the outside when we come up. Okay, guys, are you ready? Let me see, you can get some flashlight to work here. There we go, not that. There we go, give me a second. There we are. All right, Eagle Eyes, are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's go inside. I have mine on 2. on that level, I think it will be sufficient. This is a very standardized German Regelbau. You can see they took out the huge door frames that they used to have to make these gas tight. And they had a separate system, as you probably know, with the pumps. They could pump out the air or pump in the air. And some of these has letters on the wall. And you can see here they have 2 entrances and exits. That is kind of flooded, so we're not going to go there. And basically, these have only 2 rooms. So this is like a 2-room bunker. It's a crew bunker for around 20 guys. And how do you know? Well, if you take a look up there in the roof, you can see the bunk hangers. You see that? So they was attached to the wall, and they could flip down, and they hung on these hooks in the roof. And all of these crew members would have a bunker oven available there, so they could keep warm. And if you see here, this is the shutter, which has been kind of removed. They recirculated the metal every time after the year, or every year after the war, and it just gone. If you come behind me, guys, we can check out the other room, and you can see here, see how well this flashlight works. So let me turn it off, and you turn yours off. Let me show you how much light this will give off when you put it in turbo mode. That is crazy for such a small flashlight, and that is why me and Eagle Eyes love that. If you go in there, Eagle Eyes, I can film when you go inside, and you can see they work just so well. This is the second room, and this is the shutter. Again, the inner part of the shutter is gone. Bunker oven right there. It's wonderful to see some of these in other locations, but the bunker ovens are always taken away. They're never here. Wow. So this is where the German crew members stayed during their duty hours. They were out there doing their stuff, come back, and then they could have a place to stay out here in the middle of the forest, maybe transporting and securing the bombs or the fuel into the storages, as you saw in the ground of the floor, or the floor, the bed, the soil in the forest. I'm mixing up words because this tour is so great, and we are so appreciative for all your kind support, because that enables us to go out and share these incredible locations with you. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. That is the position of the machine gunner. Just imagine this image here. Yeah, and you can see it was also a guard position for the road. That's the road we were traveling down. And inside the forests around here, there is a ton of other features, and that's exactly what we're going to share with you. But that is where that machine gunner had full control of what used to be here, the Luftwaffe bomb and fuel storage. So let's see if we can find more of that. What do you think that is, Eagle Eyes?
Either fuel or bomb storage.
Yeah, so we are up here with that bunker. So now we're going to find a road inside the forest here, and we're going to see if we can find these positions here. And there's also a few bunkers around in this area here. This is where the airfield used to be. 6 square kilometers it was spread out of. Started building in 1941, and they continued building all the way to the Allied came and took the position. So these are also storages. So there's a ton of them in the forest still here today. All right, we're gonna traverse into the forest here. We think we know basically the direction. Eagle Eyes is in front. He is working out all the details of the navigation. I'm just following like an old dog because he's so much faster. So I'm just gonna be in the back here. And then suddenly, what is that, Eagle Eyes?
Concrete roads.
Concrete roads, you see that? Kilometers.
Holy
of concrete roads. And this is the build of the Germans. Can you see that? That's like several kilometers going that way in the middle of nowhere. Why? Well, we're going to show you why. But first, we're going to see if we can find another accommodation for the crews that used to be here, because the airfield is like several kilometers that way through that forest. But just have a look at that. Concrete roads in the middle of nowhere and kilometers of it. That means that the Germans had to put something of high value in this area. Just want to show you something here. This is a road cross. See that? That is a guard position to guard and monitor the whole road area here. And it's basically for a few guys sitting down in that little trench and be able to have a machine gun and then just protect the road crossing. How cool is that? But now we're going to find another Regelbau, which we think are a bit further over there. Oh yes, look at that. That's the one. Is this a mortar position? Because there's supposed to be two. Let's check out that hole there. Or is it a panzer turret for the Czechoslovakian panzers?
I don't know.
Let me see. Let's see down here. Oh, it's completely filled in. This could be for a Czechoslovakian panzer turret that was once placed there. And I can see the MG, that is right there. And I can understand why. This is a road crossing again. So they found out that down here we need to protect ourselves against the enemy coming in using the roads. And you can see here, this is either for mortar. Let me see if I can see anything in here. There's a room here, and let me see. Is it a double? Oh, okay, give me a second, guys. I'll go inside for you. All right. This is the munition storage. And then here. And I'm not 100% sure. Looks a bit big to be a machine gun turret. And this storage here is huge. Larger than it regularly would be for machine gun munition storage. So I think this is either a mortar or a Czechoslovakian turret, tank turret bunker. Wow. Okay, let's go out and check out the other one. First get out of this hole here. Yeah, we can see that there's actually a trench system between, you see here, the first position that we found is over here, and then you can see it's a pretty little neat trench system here, and then there's this opening for, what is it, MG? Yeah, Eagle Eyes is actually sitting in the MG turret position, or the MG position, and that's where you go in. And basically what they had to do is that they are covering these road crosses here, because that is important. And these concrete roads that they have here, well, that was to transport heavy duty stuff back and forth from the airfield, which is far, far over there, and into the forest where they could store the ammunition and bombs and all of that. The two bunkers are in there. These are the concrete roads, and that is why they're here, because they could cover this direction and they could cover that direction. Now we're going to see if we can find one more of the 622 Regelbaus, and there is a forest road going miles and miles in there. I found something further down, but we think there is something in the forest here. And there's a huge, what is going on here? Oh, I'm on top of it. That is cool. There's actually a bunker underneath me here, and I was looking for that. Can you see that? There is actually the MG turret, and over here I think there is yeah, that's a ventilation shaft. I was looking over there because I can see a little feature there. So let's check that out. This is where we know the Germans stockpiled a ton of their arsenal. So let's go over there and see if that's another one of the dugouts. Yes, that's another one of these dugouts. Can you see that? This one seems to have had a entrance there and here. They could also be a place where they had a barrack. Could very well be. All of that has been removed, but you can see this huge square here. That is either storage what it could have been a barrack. And I can see a lot of these holes around, which are the fighting positions. So they had a near defense. And I think maybe the storage was right there. And where did those crew members stay again? Well, let me show you. This is where they stayed. See that? So you got the 622 Regelbau down in the ground there. That is so cool to see. It's way out here in nothing man's land. And it's probably going to stay there for a very, very long time. And I'm hoping that it's not flooded. So why don't we go down there? You can see there's actually a trench from the train leading down to where the bunker is. And I have to say again, this place has got so many surprises in the ground still for us to see, visit, and just have to say thank you all for being here. Appreciate you, each and every one of you. Thank you to all our patron team members who helps us to come to locations like this and find this and share this. It is so appreciated that you are part of the team. Absolutely thank you for that. But what do you say? Should we go down and check it out? Let's do that. Okay, it doesn't look like it's flooded. That's a good sign. So we're coming in the left entrance. These are ground cables coming down. Can you see that? That's ground attachment. Again, the huge doors has been removed. They just took everything after the war, recycled it because metal was precious and they definitely needed to take advantage of all the metal that was in the German bunkers that nobody used anymore. Very often the local farmers took it because they were the ones who had first access. And again, bunker oven used to be right there. Sometimes we find glass bottles, bottoms from the bottles where you can actually read dates. So we found on this journey some of the German bottles laying around in there. And we have actually seen dates like 42 and 44. So that is cool. The shutter is always gone in the area here. None of them had that. And again, you can see where these crew members stayed. There are some few details. There used to be paneling on the wood. And you can see again the hangers, the bunk hangers. They are still there. That's the proof that the Germans slept in these bunkers. 622 is around 20 guys. And just imagine being 20 guys in here. But then again, it's not been taken care of. So I've been in some of these which are almost like pristine and mint condition, very well ventilated, and there's no water or anything like that. And it's so cool to find some of these. On the wall, there used to be a air pump that you can manually pump air into the bunker. Here there used to be electronics coming in from that pedestal, and there would be an attachment there. You can even see today the scribed lines where the workers put the exact positions up, and you can even see scribed lines in the wood there. And sometimes we actually also see names of German names on the different features, but there are no signs or anything here, just this kind of half ugly, weird yellow faded paint, which a lot of these have. So this is where you could enter either way. So if one of them was shot, the crew from this room can come over here and go at that, and vice versa. So it's a safety precaution. And again, you can see the shutter here, something been ripped off there. And the same, the whole frame of the door is gone there. But this used to be a 622, where all of these guys would stay during their service out here, protecting the investment that each and every one of these pits that you're going to see was. And that was for the bombs and the munition and the fuel and all of that. In here, the Germans hid what they didn't want anyone to see, and that is their aircrafts. They had 24 of these field kind of hangars laying around. Every one of them is just, see here, it's just a mound of sand all the way around here. Some of it has gone, and inside here, they would easily be able to store 4 aircrafts. Yeah, it's just it used to be more flat than this. It used to be sand, and they could pull and drag the aircraft on the tarmac road that you saw. So this is one of 24 places around here where you can see they store their aircraft. And that is pretty cool to stand right here and to see that this is where they could stash 4 Messerschmitt Bf 110. If they just put them in correctly, they could stash at least 4 of them in here. And I've seen a photo of one of these. I haven't been able to relocate that photo, but I've seen a photo with 3 aircraft inside one of these. Very often they just raise some poles up like that all over, and then they stretch camo on top. And this aircraft was first a reserve, this airfield was just first a reserve airfield. It wasn't used that much, but sometimes there could be like 40, 50 aircraft being readied here to go over and bomb the heck out of the British. So it was very important for some kind of seasons, and then it just lay there, and it was more like a provisional place to do maintenance. And they carried a huge stockpile of Luftwaffe aircraft parts here that was distributed all over the area to the different huge active airfield that used to be here. This is absolutely spectacular to see. It's been used for nothing today. It's so cool to see it still here. See that? This is the concrete road on the way out there of the wilderness. Nothing here. And then suddenly, now you realize why they put these concrete roads here, because here are 3 more of these, storages here. And that is what happened here. That is the main kind of focus of this little explorer, to find these places where the Luftwaffe hid these massive aircraft in here. And you can see they're just lined up on a row, and you can see it in the image here. And that is basically what me and Eagle Eyes really wanted to find here, to see exactly where did the Luftwaffe aircraft, where did they hide them away, where they tuck them in. And some of them had the Messerschmitts, some of them have Bf 109, some of Bf 110, and they also had the reconnaissance aircraft, very, very, very kind of small, thin aircraft that could go very, very slow. Yeah, that one. So that is why the concrete road is here for kilometers at end here. So cool to see that. Absolutely, that was totally a very special place. What do you think, Eagle Eyes?
It was very interesting, and we're going to go back.
Oh, definitely gonna come back, because there is a ton more at this location. Me and Eagle Eyes, we spent about 7 hours out in the terrain to make this 3 series episodes. We spent about 10 hours editing. So if you really appreciate what we share with you, we have this little stupid thanks feature here. That is basically your opportunity to help us out to get some gasoline into the fuel tank of the camper van. Go out and find and share even greater history with all of you. And we did find something really spectacular in this area, but that's going to be for another story. Watch the videos in full to help the YouTube algorithm kind of speed us up there. Be our guest to subscribe, hit the comment field. Thank you to all our Patreon team members. Thank you to all of you who donate on the PayPal thing. There are links for that in the video description. And also, thank you for being a Patreon team member. We do pass on to all our Patreon team members great pieces of history. And you will see that in the beginning of each month in our supporter videos. What do you say, Eagle Eyes? Were you happy with the Explorer?
Yes, we are very happy with it.
Yeah, Eagle Eye has a little bit throat problems today, not much, but just a little bit. So he's going to be fine within a couple of days. In the meantime, everybody, please stay safe, keep smiling, and before you know it, we will be out there sharing more great history with all of you. Bye-bye.
Bye.